All right, we're going to take a break here in just a moment. We're going to do our bracketology for a second. I do got to hear, Tom, Will, I want to see what you guys think if you guys would want to work for the Villanova head coach.
Coach, 16 paid points for Utah State. How do you keep them out?
I'm not firing my staff because we've
Not now.
yeah, I am, because we've given up 8 points on underneath out of bounds defense. So the only thing I'm gonna do is fire them and get a new staff.
All right, go do that now. Bye, Coach. Kevin, we're losing people.
Okay. Who was the old Villanova coach, the Italian guy?
Jay Wright.
Yeah, Jay Wright. Yeah.
That's who a
I
lot
wonder
of
if Jay Wright would have said that.
A lot of Carolina fans, Tom, said they want Jay Wright to come into the program.
He's done. Why? I mean, he was having great success when he left. Why would he
want to come? Yeah, and
you just get burnt out. I think the guys that really, like guys like him, they just get burnt out. They're done, and they got themselves a nice little studio job.
Their idea of coaching and recruiting is totally different than what it is now. That's why Krzyzewski, Roy left.
They were old too, though. I mean,
Yeah,
Jay Wright's not as old as them, but
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Duke shot 21 free throws. Sienna had 6 the entire game.
They hit them all.
6 free throws. That's all they got. I saw them cutting to the basket, backdoor cuts, bouncing off the backboard, taking it to the rack.
Wasn't as bad as what happened.
6 free throws.
You saw what happened in the Kentucky game, though, didn't you, Kevin?
Sure.
That was horrible. Who
should be fired? Everybody?
I mean, well, they're going to make sure.
That
they
changes the game.
They want the Blue Bloods to advance, Kevin.
Obviously.
They didn't get Carolina.
I'm about to say.
But they gave Carolina a chance. Carolina just didn't hit their free throws.
Duke was called for 3 fouls in 15 minutes in the second half.
I did not watch the game, but just in your perspective and other folks, I've got a guy who's a diehard Duke fan that I work with, and he stood there and he was like, "Yeah, you Carolina guys are going to have work cut out for them. You're not going to have those ACC refs doing all the favors." I was like, "Don't talk to me about favors, all right? Just watch Sienna, watch the Sienna Duke game from what people do. I mean, you want favors."
South Florida, the second team in NCAA history to lose while picking up 18 offensive rebounds and 15 steals.
Yeah.
15 steals that you lost.
You lost.
God almighty.
Usually steals are turned into like easy buckets.
Sienna's Gavin Doty walking by the Tar Heelers, limping to his locker room, told the Tar Heels to F Duke.
Duke. Interesting.
Tom, early bets. You could have bet $12 on Sienna to go up 10 points on Duke in the first half and win $700.
All right.
So $12.50, and this guy won $700.
I tell you what, you can just bet about on just whatever you want.
You can make up whatever
it's
you
crazy,
want.
man.
Can't you? Just
I
type
want
it
to
in.
bet when the coach for such and such takes off his tie.
Yeah,
Speaking of making bets, this guy bet $2,500 on a $5 payout to get free taco.
Okay.
People were just showing how bad the bets were. Like you'd have to bet $2,500 on Duke to win $5.
He gets his burrito.
And then it showed him later, like when Sienna was up, like I'm starving today.
What's going on?
Well, I tell you what, man, you gotta have some money if you're just gonna risk $2,500.
I would bet like $10 on Sienna winning just to cover myself in that.
I would just put $1 on them, and you probably win about 20, right, or 30, or something like that.
How about Florida's 7'8" Oliver Rio? He's standing next to that guy next to him. Will is 6'8".
Great.
For you folks
You
watching,
got a full foot on him.
He's got the 6'8" guy is looking into his armpit. It said they got him on tape. I couldn't get the audio. It said Prairie View Hassan Diallo. He said, "You a freshman?" Rio, yup. He said, "You a big boy." Where you from? He didn't say nothing. He said, "Where you from?" Canada. He just stared at him. Oh, it's a huge man. Oh goodness, that's the
It's funny though. You can really see him. You can really read what he was saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, where you from?
Florida. You a big boy.
Yep.
Oh, let's see. if I
It
got
wasn't
any more.
entirely. It wasn't a perfect weekend for Duke. It was not a perfect weekend for Duke.
Yeah.
Purdue senior guard Braden Smith becomes NCAA's all-time assist leader Friday night, breaking Duke great Bobby Hurley's assist record as the Boilermakers routed Queens 104-71. Braden Smith is the only player. I've got to find it. Where did it go? He is the only player in NCAA history to have 1,500 points, 1,000 assists, and 500 rebounds.
The dream team put the second best Duke player on the team. Grant Hill standing right there. But again, Leitner was more accomplished at the time than
You
the
know,
rest
you know
of
what
them.
I heard too? Weird. I was listening to that Clemson game. Clemson has a boomerang transfer. They had a guy play for Clemson 2 years. Went to Georgia, came back to Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, son, you transfer out of my program,
You don't come back.
don't even worry. But that used to be the way it was. I mean, when I first started coaching, even if you were at the school, you quit the team, tried to come back the
Right.
next year. No, son, you quit last year. Get out of here.
Yep.
So this segment is brought to you by Tom Brady.
Uh-oh.
It's the official ball inflation rankings. Ball inflation. Y'all ready for this one, aren't you?
Is this-
We'll come in this morning ready to talk ball inflation. Now, if you've been following along on the tweeters, the balls are inflated. You ever watch these tournaments and see the balls bouncing around? Sounds weird. That they're in Portland. They got a 9 out of 4 out of 10. Oklahoma City 8.5. Buffalo 6.5. Greenville 5.5. I'm looking for the video of it. These guys, these coaches were bouncing the balls and they were just going like almost over the backboard. If you don't know, there is not an official basketball of each place, each team, each everything. So each arena, everyone can just buy their own basketball. There is no official Spalding or Wilson sponsor of any. There is no of every school. You could be a Nike school or whatever school. So the balls could be shaped different. They have more air in them. They could be deflated. I mean, Tom, what do you think about the air on the balls in the tournament?
Well, I mean, it should be standardized. I mean, I don't understand. We got standards for just about anything.
You know, high school's not like that either. In football either.
No, I've seen referees.
basketball.
I've seen referees come out, bounce the ball, and say no, and say you got to put some air in it. I've seen referees say take some air out of this ball.
Well, I'm even talking about the brands of the ball.
Oh, the brands.
So like
Yeah.
so each high school, each college uses a different brand, and some will not even use a different brand. They'll even use a different type of basketball from that brand. We
I
might
know
be
they-
Wilson. We'll have wave balls or
I mean,
They
that's
banned the wave ball.
they banned that one.
That's
Yeah.
a legitimate home court advantage because if your guys are shooting with that ball,
Correct.
getting used to it, and the other team's
Oh, yeah.
not, I mean, the
Oh, yeah.
field's going to impact that.
So that's warm ups are important. Getting a feel for the other guy's balls, Chip, like you were wondering.
This is
For the love of God,
this is a valid concern.
getting a feel for the other guy.
Now, in football, I will give you a tip on that. Now, the Brady thing, this is where it hit home with me. I don't have that large hands grip pressure on a football, so taking some air out of it, I look like when I was at Boone, take a little bit out of it, sling that ball all over the place. Different brands. I can throw a Wilson and a Spalding pretty good. I can't hold on to a Nike football. They are
It's slick.
rounder.
Yeah.
Some might he said slick. First thing he said was slick. I like brand new footballs with the tack on them. Kent Bowen, who I played in front of me at Cherryville, he wanted the most beat up, roughed up footballs. He wanted the kicker balls. Is what he wanted them round and rough. I wanted them slick. I mean, not slick, but the hard, tacky ones that I could grip. So the basketballs, footballs, every school. Again, it is not uniform, and everywhere you go, and that is a home field advantage thing in college and high school sports that a lot of people do not take account, is that they all have different balls, Chip.
This is true.
All right, I want to make sure. Yeah, in-depth coverage of the NCAA tournament. All right, $100 buy-in. Let's see. I told my friend in March Madness pool, Tom, this is for you. If we do a $100 buy-in, 200 participants, if I win, I get $20,000. If I lose, I report my friend for running an illegal gambling ring and collect the $50,000 whistleblower reward. Just trying to help you win, Tom. Doing my best over here.
He's covering his bases.
All right, here is where each team.
If I lose.
Here's where each number one seed's starting lineup, school they are originally from. Duke, all 5 players went to Duke.
They're all 5 freshmen.
Arizona, 4 of the 5 are Arizonians. Gators got 2 Gators. We've got one from Washington State, one from Arkansas, one from Princeton. And Michigan, nobody
Not all that.
started at Michigan. Texas Tech, North Carolina, Illinois, UAB, and UCLA.
One of the Arizona is from Alabama.
Yeah. Alabama. All right. If you were curious, Tom, who would win if all the mascots fought to the death?
Love this.
They got co-champions, but one of them's got to win. Hurricanes and Cyclones.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
So the Final Four was the Miami Hurricanes, the Iowa State Cyclones, Clemson Tigers actually made the Final Four, it looks like. Well, who's killing a Tiger? And who was the other one? Iowa State, Miami,
South Florida.
Clemson.
South
If
Florida.
Clemson had to play Appalachian, I'm sure that Mountaineer would have shot that Tiger.
The Bulls. Well, Clemson to get there, Tom, they had to beat the Hawkeyes. Then it was the Tiger versus the Gator. I don't know if you've ever
There's no way a tiger is going to kill a gator.
Tom, I will show you video.
Whoa.
You're JP.
Whoa.
I can very quickly show you video of Jaguars yanking
Yanking
gators
gators out of the water.
river.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Tigers are much harder to get on video, but I have seen Jaguars yank some gators out of the water and just
I
destroy
seen it.
those
See
legs.
them like
I didn't think they
spot,
could,
spot them and lean on a tree and be like waiting for them to pull in a certain
I
position.
wouldn't
I
Get
didn't
them
think they could
Jaguar than
bite
anything
through their
else.
skin. I wouldn't think.
No, the Jaguars actually have the I think they may have the best bite skin. The Tigers, I'm not sure, but the Tigers are the biggest. But yeah, their skins. Well, the bottom of them, they flip them over, then rip their bellies.
Oh,
And they,
that's a strategy.
yeah.
You get them tired and rip their belly.
No, time out here.
Time out here.
They got Carolina losing to VCU. They got the Tar Heels losing to the Rams. It's the same thing.
Well,
No, the Tar Heels were actually, the nickname.
they probably didn't look at the Rams. They probably just took. I guess I don't know.
uh,
Even if it was the Rams, but our guy, your
know.
guys, Tom, or our guys, the Tar Heels, they'd be stuck in the mud.
Oh, yes. I guess they're saying they're stationary.
They
I
get
don't know.
eaten by the wolf.
Tar Heels wouldn't be stuck in the mud.
Yeah, stuck in the mud. They're
Stuck in tar. Stuck in tar.
Yeah.
See, originally it was like an insult because like you were just a hillbilly with no shoes and you came from a state that produced
yeah.
tar. But then they got that. I think it was in the Revolutionary War. I can't remember the Civil War for being like dug in, fight to the end soldier.
Yeah.
So depends on which interpretation of the Tar Heel that you have.
So this is a chart on how to pick upsets in the first round, on how you could justify each one of your upsets. So before the first round started, if you wanted to pick Sienna, you could have, because they beat some team, I don't know the logo, who beat Oregon State, Arizona State, who beat Texas Tech, and they beat Duke.
Yeah.
So this is how the chart works. You got to go right to left. So for Ohio State, if you thought you were going to pick TCU, well, they beat Wisconsin, who beat Ohio State. If you're going to go for the Gators upset win, you could have went for Lehigh over, God almighty, I don't know, the Broncos of somewhere, an Elephant of somewhere. That ain't even in America, I don't think. Notre Dame, then beat Missouri, and then the Florida Gators.
I like how they got Furman
That
beat.
ain't even.
It looks like an elephant from you know what it looks like? It looks like an elephant from the Lord of the Rings movies at the end.
Oh, yeah.
From the Battle of Helm's Deep.
the
is what it looks
Oliphant.
like. I don't know. That's not Alabama's elephant. Anybody know any other elephant schools? Guesses, concerns? I don't.
No.
All right. Well, that's a pretty cool little chart on how to pick upsets.
I like how they got Furman beating UConn.
Oh, there is that. Oh, okay.
VCU beat Virginia Tech, who beat Clemson, and they beat Carolina. So that's how you could have known.
Ain't the name of the school over the top of the elephant?
It's really small. Like it is so. I
Yeah.
can't zoom in to even see that. Look who Notre Dame. Look who beat Notre Dame. That's who you'll find.
Yeah.
Is on the schedule, because that's the reason they're on that chart. Some elephants beat the Notre Dame. All right, I think I'm running out of college basketball stuff. And then we'll come back to our brackets. JP, we'll look at his bracket. It was terrible.
Joey Brackets, not
he-
so much this year.
JP went with the upset pick.
Huh.
So
Everywhere.
He went all upset, y'all. I'm telling you.
Oh.
All right, so we'll come back. Any other thing I didn't get to, we'll talk about in just a few moments here on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Listen to North Carolina Tar Heels Sports on KTC Broadcasting. Listen on KTC Broadcasting to the NCAA basketball tournament on WCSL 92.9 FM and WOHS 101.5 FM.